All right. Let's see here. How's that look? All right. So we have a live stream going. About 30 minutes. I promised everybody that I would do live streams every Saturday, I think. I haven't really had a chance to get around to that. Now, have I? But you'll notice that my background is definitely different. I got rid of all those boxes and I set up another bench so that I can do more repairs between the two benches. Um, and yeah, so that's pretty cool, I guess, for those of you who are interested in that kind of stuff. You can see my mess on this side of the actual wall. So the holidays are finally over with. I mean, technically they're not until the kids go back to school. But yeah, the holidays are finally over. It's not that I don't like the holidays, but it sure is a hectic time of year for just everything. There's a lot of stuff that goes on during the holidays, obviously, especially when you have the kids at home. And yeah, so. But anyway, that's really weird. My green LED light over there is like flickering a little bit. Strange. I've got these LED lights that I use in the background of some of my videos, and it's flickering. There's something wrong with it, or what? Making an interesting background, I guess. So now that I'm blinded looking at my LED lights, uh, let's go ahead and talk about our 833 Gentry, the toll-free number. I have been getting some rather rude people, I guess, and mostly I just kind of ignore it. But the uh, the phone number, the 833 Gentry, the 833 Gentry is not just my personal cell phone that I just have all the time. And if you try to message me at midnight and then complain that I'm not answering, it's probably because I'm sleeping. So business hours are, as usual, 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, which means that tomorrow being Monday, I'll be in the office on Monday. Of course, I don't do holidays either. Unless I physically open the app in my phone, I won't even know. I won't even get alerts or anything. And that's the whole point. Um, so, yeah, so it's been, extremely busy lately. Building some shelves in the garage, trying to make make space, I guess, or make the most out of the space that I do have. I'll probably build a shelf in here as well. Those metal shelves are really nice, but I have so many parts and boxes and stuff. I need to figure out a way to make better use of this room here. Boy, that light flickering is really annoying. I'll have to turn this particular light off. I don't know why it's doing that, but I might have a bad bulb. I'm not really sure. Strange. Oh, did have somebody ask me about my Sam Adams uh, Utopia that's back there. Sure enough, yeah, I did get one. It's in a acrylic case. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, I didn't drink it. I'm not going to drink it. Although uh, the guy that I got it from, um, well, he's not a drinker anyway. But anyway, so uh, anyway, so let's go over a couple things. The Wi-Fi board. The Wi-Fi board is going really good. We've got a final design. I don't even know where I set it. We got a final design going on right now for the Wi-Fi board. Sid has been working really, really hard on getting it done. I get more and more people asking about the Wi-Fi board, so I will. I don't know where I set it. It's around here somewhere, but anyway, it's a refresh design. Again, we're gonna get the pre-orders up for the first 10. The first 10 are going to have a standard power jack blue screen, the same power jack screen, and then after that we're ordering LCDs that have a different color, but it's not going to affect the performance any. You'll still get the same performance. Sid's been working really hard. He's got the updates well in hand now, so you can remotely update your Wi-Fi board by connecting it to our server. So we're using Amazon Web Services for the actual server as secure as we possibly can, obviously, because this thing is going to have a persistent connection to the internet, which means that the Wi-Fi board is going to ping. I believe it's every 10 seconds, 10 or 15 seconds. It's going to ping the server for status updates. Now, it will be persistent so that let's say that there is a event on the Wi-Fi board itself which needs your immediate attention. It's not going to wait that full 10 or 15 seconds before it sends out the alert. It'll go ahead and send that alert out automatically. So you will know almost instantly when it happens. So if you're out in the field, you're away from home, you got a cabin up north or something else like that, you'll know within a couple of seconds if something's going wrong with your inverter or anything else for that matter. We're trying to add as many settings. Well, I'm trying. Every time I ask Sid to do this or I've got an idea for that, I know he pulls his hair out. I know it. I know that he's thinking to himself, "Oh my God, something else he's thinking about," because I just think about all the different possible features for what we can add, and if it can be done by software rather than the hardware, then why not add it to give you the most value, the most feature-rich thing. Now, I've thought about doing something like simplified settings, like not amateur. What you know what I'm looking for? Simple settings and then advanced settings. So for the simple settings, for those of you who just want the basic out of the box, just make it work kind of thing, you'll be able to just let it do its thing automatically. And then for those who are want to tweak each and every little single item, which would be me, that's what I would do. Then you have the advanced settings option. That way you don't inadvertently change something. Again, it's going to be safe because we're not going to let you do anything that would be completely out of bounds for a normal inverter. As I mentioned in a previous video, we're not going to let you set the maximum fan temperature to like 5,000 degrees Celsius or something, and then the fans would never come on. So we do have a ceiling and we will have a floor. There will be a range there. So for me, some people would think it's kind of stupid, but for me personally, I would like to have anticipated load fan speeds, and then let the fans run at a dull roar for pretty much all the time. I'm just that type of person. I like to have the equipment as cool as it possibly can be. It's probably wasting energy. It's probably pointless, but that's me. And that's just how I want it. So I will probably have the fans running at 25%, even if the inverter is at idle, just to keep the air flowing through there. That's just me. For some of you, you don't want the fans on at all unless the inverter is literally near its top end of being overheated, and then obviously you want the fans to crank up. So we've got options for everybody out there. Anybody who wants to tweak any settings, anything that they want, we've got those options out there. Now, I've been in contact with Delta Fans, who supplies my fans for the high-speed fan motors, or yeah, fans. This is actually cheese of Pete's. And I was just talking to Sid about this. This fan here, PowerJack is starting to use Delta fans in all of their inverters. They are very reliable when you compare them to, let's see here, this metal fan here. This is a 24 volt. This is a 12 volt. But when you can look, you can see there's 5 blades on here, real large blades. And then you've got, 10, 11 blades on this fan here. So you get a lot more airflow. This thing also draws 3 amps. This one here I think draws like an amp at most. But anyway, PowerJack has started to switch to Delta fans, which in my opinion are much better fans at my recommendation. because Delta, they make really, really good fans. So they are more expensive though. That's something else. But being that PowerJack has the buying power, they can get a discount on these. Plus, it's their next door neighbor anyway because these things are all made in China. So they can acquire those fans for fairly cheap. But um, the one of the representatives from Delta is going to be sending me their actually six fans. Their six fastest 48-volt fans that they manufacture. The six fastest. I think they're 300 and like 316 CFM, something like that, and they spin at almost 10,000 RPM. It's overkill for sure, but it's more of a project for me because as you guys know, PowerJack has a true 15,000 watt inverter on the way with a brand new transformer. I've talked about this before. Higher quality transformer. It's going to be more expensive, obviously, but they're competing head to head with Ames and Yayan with their big 15K inverters. So PowerJack has one of those inverters on the way. They're actually sending me a bunch of them, so I'm going to get them and I'm going to test them. I actually have Sean Buckner, who is the Make Sky Blue representative. He's got tens of thousands of amp hours worth of batteries, just massive battery bank. So I'm actually going to send him one, and I'm going to have him just beat the shit out of it to see where its limits are to make sure that it actually is a true 15K inverter. And there's various things in there you gotta think about. Standby losses, efficiencies, how the sine wave is gonna look. It's more than just yes, it can do 15K. How efficient is it at 15K? Is it losing 20% to heat? I mean, those kind of things. You got to think about all that stuff. So, while it's great that PowerJack has a 15K inverter on the way, we also have to see just how good this inverter is, other than what it can do as far as its output. So we'll have to wait and see how that is actually going to turn out. And I wondered when Mr. Junior was going to come in here. Every time I get on camera, no matter what, he comes in here and wants to be the center of attention, don't you? But anyway, so I'm thinking that it's going to be close to the beginning of March before I'll be getting those big 15K inverters in. Now, see, I know some of you are going to be thinking, well, I should probably wait if I want a true 15K. Or my inverter that I have, my 15K inverter that I have right now, my version 9, that one is, it must be garbage then. No, that's not the case. You're going to be paying more for a true 15K inverter. Because their costs are obviously a lot higher. That transformer is not cheap by any means. So it's just one of those things that you just kind of have to understand that when their costs go up, so do yours, and you just have to expect that. So your 15K inverter that you got for on eBay for less than $1,000. It'll do 8 or 9K continuous. That's what you get paid for. And then let's say that the true 15K inverter is close to $1,800 or something. Just throwing a number out there because you look at Yayan, you look at Sun Gold Power, Ames, all those companies, they've got 12,000 watt inverters from Ames that are well over $3,000, plus the freight shipping to actually ship them. And their 15K inverter is even more than that. So considering that PowerJack can still go for less than half the cost of their competitors, is still pretty good. But then again, we also have to look at how that sine wave looks. I don't know how a Yayan inverter looks as far as a sine wave when it's cranking out 15K. But again, that's all stuff that we're going to figure out if... yes, I know. You want all the attention. I'll just have to figure all that out to see how reliable they are, how good they are. They are using a twin mainboard setup. We think we've fixed the problem with the twin mainboard inverters. A lot of it really was the uh, the CPU code just I can't even explain it. Um, it just I don't know. Sid has done, he's doing the Wi-Fi board obviously, but we're also rewriting from the ground up the CPU code, and he's done wonders so far with fixing problems. I mean, we're gonna have the charging feature working again perfectly without burning up FETs or overheating the inverter. Um, it's going to be a cleaner sine wave. It's going to be more efficient. A lot of that is in the CPU because the CPU is literally the brains of the inverter and tells all the parts how to work. So yes, there's certain hardware parts like the transformer. If you got a bad transformer, no CPU is going to be able to filter all that out. But the CPU itself is responsible for the performance of the inverter. And if you fixed all those problems, then you have a much more reliable inverter. And that's what we're working on right now. The test inverter that I've got sitting back there that's got the Wi-Fi board hooked up to it, that's got the latest CPU code, and excuse me, and so we're working on that as well. We will be able to update the CPU remotely, so your Wi-Fi board will be able to connect to the CPU and rewrite the flash, which is awesome. Um, uh, you know, as far as getting the initial flash, that's one of the issues that we're trying to hammer out now. Is it sounds like to me we're still going to have to send a CPU that's been flashed already. It doesn't sound like that the Wi-Fi board can make a first flash. I will have to clarify that with Sid to figure out if that's how I'm understanding it correctly. But we'll just have to wait and see. Uh, I can't think of anything else really that's going on with the Wi-Fi board. We're getting close, and I keep saying that, but it really has come a long way. And we've got a few other little tweaks to make. There's a couple features that won't be available from launch day, but that's why we're doing the 10 pre-orders, so that those early adopters will, you'll completely understand that maybe not all the boxes are going to be checked, but they will eventually, and that'll all be updated through software. So you will get those features eventually. Really, the struggle for us right now, or the most difficult part for Sid, that is not me. I'm not struggling at all. He's the one doing all the work. Is the server stuff, all that stuff, and making sure that alerts can be sent out, and you got costs of server, all that other stuff. There's a lot to it, but it's going to be so worth it in the end. It's going to be just. I mean, I can't wait myself to get uh, a whole house inverter set up with the Wi-Fi board. Right now, I've just been testing it and testing it, on little inverters, working out all the bugs and making sure that it's stable. Because I don't want to throw it at my whole house inverter and then have it burn up or something else like that. That's all part of the testing phase. So uh, once I'm confident that we have a completely reliable inverter, or Wi-Fi board with the CPU code updated, then it's going to go on my main working inverter. So we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. Obviously, I'm going to get videos along the way, and yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. But so hopefully everybody had a great holiday. It looks like I got about 10 minutes here. Yep, about 10 minutes. So hopefully everybody had a good holiday. I know that I did. Christmas was a little bit wonky because everybody was getting sick. It was a really bad time. Everybody got sick in the whole family. It's just we just got hit with the sick hard. Can't explain it. Um, I'm looking forward to 2020. If you hadn't seen my New Year's video, I'm definitely looking forward to 2020. Things have been really busy. I have so many projects going on right now. I've got Danielle and her kids are going to be moving in with me here over the summer. So I'm prepping the house. I've got, you can see that this room is all just basic drywall. I've got the master bedroom, the master bathroom. I got to complete to finish that, floors, walls, all that stuff. Got two bedrooms at the other end of the house that I have to complete, floors, walls, all that stuff. Getting the stuff that I don't need either thrown away or into storage. There's a lot going on. Plus, I've got the Grand Prix that I really badly want to get back on the road. That's also a project that I've got to work on as well. So I've got a lot of stuff going on, and planning for a wedding, paying for a wedding. There's a lot of things going on right now in my life. It's very 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 tight as far as my schedule goes. I don't really have much time to breathe and do that, but it's going to be worth it in the end. I always keep saying that it's going to be worth it in the end. I don't know if there's a cat at my front door or what. The cats like to come out at night, and sorry, I didn't even see. Sorry, you're gonna have to get down. Didn't even see what the comments were. I'm sorry. I can't see the light flickering. Sorry, I'm scrolling through comments because I can't see them. They only show up for about 2 seconds on here. As far as the 119, um, there's between that and the 118. The only difference really is that you get Wi-Fi. There's a setting for adding the Wi-Fi status. Like your adding your network and so on. But and then of course I'm recording this from my phone, so you can't see the app itself. I'll have to get my mirrorless camera out to show you sometime. But as far as the Wi-Fi goes, it's really not really all that much different than the 118. You get the Wi-Fi and you get the status. You can't control anything, but you can see the health of your charge controller, which would obviously show your battery bank and status and things like that. But you can't turn it on or off or anything remotely or anything else like that. But I'll have to get a video. I'll probably do that all at the same time when I do the PowerJack Wi-Fi board. Well, actually, it's not the PowerJack Wi-Fi board now. It's the Genetry Wi-Fi board. When I get all that, I'll probably do that as well. Um, da, 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 yeah. Oh, really? You will have to. Well, I'll have to look at your channel. Do you have do you have any videos on your house up in the UP? By the way, oh man, I if you saw my other video, Danielle's still watching. She knows what I'm talking about. I love the UP. I mean, just oh, if I could figure out a way to live there, I would live there. It's just so weird, and I really don't like winter all that much, which is kind of strange. There's something just those of you who live up in the up north, past Clare, um, you take it for granted. You definitely do because us people down here in the south end of Michigan, we don't get that up north feeling at all. And it's funny because I've talked to people at my other job, customers that will come in and they live in Florida or whatever, and they think that where I'm at in the Lansing area is up north because they see some pines here and there, and I'm thinking, oh man, this is not up north at all. You need to go another 100 miles north before you start feeling like you're up north. Um, but anyway, I'd love to see some videos on your house, your cabin, your off-grid setup, and all that stuff. I want to keep in touch with you because I'm actually curious how well everything works up there in the UP. Yeah, I love it up there. We're going back up to Mackinac in May for the 1 year anniversary of our engagement. That's where I proposed, and that's obviously where I got this. But I want to get back up there so badly. I could just drive. That's just me. Not everybody would be able to, but I could just drive to Copper Harbor and back. Even if I don't stay anywhere just to drive there and back. Anyway, I'm getting way off on a tangent here, talking about the UP. Um, so yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. I don't really know what else to talk about. I look tired because I am tired. Even though it's the weekend, I still work on weekends. I just got done building a big, huge, heavy duty shelf in the garage, trying again to make use of the space that I have here. So I built that, which will hold some inverters and maybe some other things. Preparing to get the car into the garage so that I can start working on that. If you're not familiar with that project, that's on my other channel, my GP vlog channel. Um, so hopefully by the end of this month, I'll start actually tearing all that apart because I really badly want to get that car back on the road. I have two Grand Prix now, um, and they've just been sitting there, and it's every time I hear an LS4 drive by, it just makes me depressed because I'm not driving it anyway. So yeah, um, getting pretty close on the Wi-Fi board. I'll give you some updates on that 15K inverter that's coming out. I can say without a doubt, and I know there's still going to be some of you out there who will either disagree, either by actual experience or just because you've had a bad experience in the past. These new version 10.3 inverters with the in-house made transformers, they really are amazing. I mean, I'm looking at one of the AS4 transformers right now, and it is a beast. They never used to put these big transformers inside their inverters, and now they're bigger and bigger. They're heavy duty, and they don't wrap them in plastic anymore. Some of them they still do. I noticed that. Some of them they still do. That's actually an old one back there. That one right there that's open. That one's actually an old one. But some of the a lot of the transformers now they actually don't wrap anymore in plastic to try to help keep them cool. So they are getting there. Yes, they still have some work to do. Our CPU code that we have fixes most, if not all, of the problems with the inverters. I have been asked if we could sell an exchange CPU where you pay 20-30 bucks or something like that, and then I send you the CPU with a return label, and then you can pop that CPU in, and then you've got a much more stable inverter. We are talking about possibly doing that. I will let you know, of course. The CPU will have to be reflashed, obviously, to work with the Wi-Fi board because the commands that are get sent from the CPU to the Wi-Fi board to give it status updates, um, obviously overheating or something else like that, that all has to come from the CPU. And then, of course, you can add as many sensors as you want, well, actually up to 6, and up to 6 fans. I'm going to have an absolute beast of an inverter when I'm done, especially if it's that full 15K, because I'll have 6 high-speed fans, which is overkill, and I'll be connected to Wi-Fi, and it'll be like a jet engine, but I don't care. I mean, that's the way that I'm going to do it. Some of you out there would love to do something like that. Some of you out there think it's stupid. Okay, it's what I'm going to do. I paid for the fans. I paid for the inverter. I pretty much get to do whatever I want with it because it's mine. So there you have it. But so yeah, I'm going to have an overkill inverter, and I'll see how far I can push it. We'll see how loud it is. It's going to be super, super loud when you have 6 fans running at 10,000 RPM. It's going to be loud. I am going to put filters on the fans, though, so that will slow them down a little bit. But when all that's done, yeah, we'll get some videos on it. And hey, there it is. So obviously, if you have questions, let me know. Again, please remember 833 Gentry is a business number. I don't get notifications if it's outside of business hours. That would be 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, Eastern Time. So if you call me at 5:01 Eastern Time, I'm not going to know about it. It'll go straight to voicemail. It'll give you the prompt, but it'll go to voicemail. I won't get a notification. It's not unless I actually open the app on my phone and look. Otherwise, if it's between 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, then I will obviously be able to answer you. So just keep that in mind. That is not my personal phone number. I don't, lay awake all night long answering calls. I'm a business like any else, so I have business hours, and I have to be able to balance my business with my personal life. So that's why I have hours on there. So 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. You can text me at that number if you got questions. Of course, building inverters, I do that. Even if it's not a built inverter, if all the inverters that I sell, um, they get thoroughly tested, and I can do anything that you want to them. Adding high-speed fans or whatever. Soon we'll have the Wi-Fi boards, which I will be selling inverters with Wi-Fi boards. Selling the service to install the Wi-Fi boards. If you're not comfortable doing it with your own inverter, you can save yourself some shipping weight by pulling the transformer out of your inverter. That'll save you a bunch of money on shipping because I can plop in a transformer myself and install the Wi-Fi board, make sure that it works, and yep, this cat wants to be front and center. Um, so lots of services, spare parts, obviously. Even if it's not listed, I've got a whole bunch of main boards which aren't listed. Um, Standard LCD screens, even transformers. I get donations from you guys, which is awesome. I get packages probably I'd say once, maybe twice a week from those of you who don't use your power jack inverters anymore, who don't need your inverters. Maybe you upgraded and you don't know what to do with it. Maybe you don't feel like selling it. I can use parts in it. I can sell it as a whole, and it goes into the Genetry fund. Um, so I appreciate everybody out there who sends me their spare parts and cat hair, all that stuff. I really appreciate that very much. And so yeah, things are pretty good right now, and I'm looking forward to another year. Um, 2020, the year of the rat. For if you follow the Chinese calendar, so the year of the rat. So wealth, good luck, things like that. So we'll see. We'll see how 2020 turns out, but looking forward to another great year. And a lot of changes are going to happen in my life this year. Big changes: getting married, bunch of kids moving in. It's going to be a huge difference. So I'm ready for it. I say I'm ready for it. Am I really? I think I am. Parenting is all about adapting. And for those of you who are parents, there is no book that says this is how you be a parent. So it's just all about adapting. But so yes, extremely busy. If you call me at 833 Genetry and I don't answer and it's between business hours, I'm either probably eating lunch. I mean, even when I'm eating lunch, I try to answer the phone. Most likely it's because I'm on the phone with somebody else. I've had conversations that go from 2 minutes all the way to an hour with some people, and I can't exactly say, well, I need to get off the phone because I got other people calling or whatever, but I'll try to call you back as soon as I can. I try to multitask while I'm doing whatever I'm doing. I'm on the phone as well, trying to help, and I appreciate everybody's time and patience and so on. So, okay, well, I'm going to call it a night. Tomorrow is Monday. I have to work at 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. And my other job, unfortunately, um, that is another change this year. Before I'm married, I'll be done with that job, so that'll be super nice to be able to be done there. So hopefully your weekend went great, your holiday went great, your Christmas was great, everything else was great. And as always, genetrysolar.com, 833 Genetry, toll free during normal business hours, 95 Monday through Friday, except for holidays. And you can always hit me up on the website as well if you got any questions, need custom inverters, any parts, anything else like that. There you should be able to find it. So, yeah, thank you for your support. And as always, take care, everybody. Have a great night.